Okay, roller coaster day. Well, not roller coaster, it's been all downhill really. But that's okay. I just had the third image critiqued, judged, and we started off with all mid-70s and one judge on 85. And look, even the 85 didn't get the story, so to speak, I don't know, maybe these images aren't communicating that well. It's really making me doubt my creative choices, which is good because I want this to end up being the best work that I've produced to date, and to have doubts is a good thing. I spoke about that delusion of thinking you're incredible and going on Australian Idol and making a fool of yourself. And look, I'm feeling a little bit foolish right now, but I need those doubts. I need to assess, did the drawing on the images make the images better? Does it tell my story better? Is that part of my story? Absolutely. That dark, depressing series that it started out as has then been added to with that childlike drawing over the top. And the reason I did that because, well, there's several reasons, but one of the reasons is because throughout my artistic career, I've cared too much of what people think. And interestingly, in one sense, the drawing over the top of the images was a rebellion against that, in a sense saying that I don't care what you think, I'm going to do it anyway. So now I'm really being tested on that level, because now 3 of those images have been judged, and they've all been judged to be not the greatest. None of the images, the narratives within the image, have been read on any level of clarity or any emotive level. The last one, the butterfly, has probably got the closest to that. Absolutely. But there was some comments, and it's the third time I've heard this comment, that particular butterfly image is much stronger without the drawing. And I understand that, and maybe it's not the right drawing, or maybe it doesn't need the drawing, or I don't know, maybe the entire series doesn't need to fit within that same style of dark, gloomy images with the drawing over the top. And all of these doubts, I take a hit, but they're good. They're good. It doesn't feel great right now. You enter these competitions, or I enter these competitions with hopes of doing really well. Dreams of winning one day. That'd be pretty awesome. Feels a long way off right now, but at the same time, if I want this body of work to be as strong and as emotive and tell a story really clearly, these doubts are good, because now I can go back to the drawing board, so to speak. Now I can go back and assess whether that's the clearest way to tell this story, whether or not the images tell a more powerful story without the drawing, whether they all need to fit within the series with the drawing on them. I don't know. I'm wondering, I also wonder to some degree, did I draw on them just to be different and unique, just to be unusual? And is that the right artistic path to take? I did allow them to mature for 4 or 5 months before deciding, and that's why I didn't enter the state awards, because I didn't feel like they were finished, and I felt they were much closer to being finished once they'd been drawn over the top, and they had a lot of impact, and well, I felt they did. I don't know. It doesn't need to be there. I think so. I have this incredible desire to infuse more fun, and that's what the drawing was about as well, infusing more fun, more carefree. When my little boy draws, picks up the crayons and draws, he doesn't care. He just picks up his favorite color and scribbles around a bit, and that's what that was about. Those childlike drawings were about not caring. It doesn't seem to have worked all that much, to be honest, does it? I seem to be overly caring about those results right now. But Anyway, a lot of self-doubt, 3 images down, well, and look, 2 silvers and a 77 I think I'm sitting on, 280, I don't think it's a 280s and a 77, the 280s only just scraped in, but they're pretty good results, to be honest, but 80s and 77s were not what I was aiming for. And to be honest, I don't care about the score. If one judge is emotively affected, feels something from these images, that's a success. And to a certain degree, the last one did, but it was read slightly the wrong way around. Maybe the caption in hindsight was maybe too poetic. Too many words. The caption itself, if you sit down and read it, is kind of the journey of the entire image through bullet point form. But the judges seem confused by the caption. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing else. We got one more image to come. It's the strongest image that suits this scribble style, drawing over the top the best. It's the smiley face, which is the very dour, depressing image with a smiley face over the top, suggesting that darkness lives behind fake smiles. I think that one's the highest chance of getting a read on it on some level or another, and it's the one that suits the scribble the best. That one and probably the rainbow image suit the style the best. I don't know, I'm really looking forward, from here I'm really looking forward, and I wish I could do it right now, I'm really looking forward to settling down, finishing up the trip in the caravan, finding a studio space, and really getting into the creative process of nutting out and, creating larger versions of these works and seeing what actually works and resonates and tells the story, whether it is the drawing or whether it's without the drawing, I don't know. It's certainly extremely unusual, but unusual's not great if it confuses the story. Being unusual for the sake of being unusual is probably not a good thing, and now I have to work out whether I was being unique and unusual for the sake of just being unique and unusual, and then back tying a story to it to sort of cover that up, or whether in fact it was the story that came first and it just so happens to be a unique and unusual way of presenting photography. All right, hope I'm not boring you with this emotional roller coaster. Let's see what happens with the fourth one.